Okay, so this is a short video on how to give them raw meat. The meat is already pre-packaged. I already like cut it up and stuff. This is bison cubes, so they're just meat chunks. So this is a food scale. So what you want to do is you want to obviously turn it on first. Put the bowl down and then press the power again so it takes in the weight of the bowl. So like you really want to portion their food, so you want to weigh it every time you give it. So this is lunch. So usually for lunch I give them, and this is all frozen, it's all like frozen in a Ziploc bag. So usually for lunch I give them about 2.25 ounce, like somewhere between 2.2 to like 3. That's fine. It also depends on how they eat in the morning. If they eat not that much, then I won't give them as much. Then if they eat more in the morning, I'll give them more, obviously. So the scale is a little funny. It keeps like changing, but you know, it's like about 2.2 over here. So, oh, oops. Okay, well, 2.4. That's fine. It's not very scientific. It's just really. Okay, so that's the food. It's frozen. So what you want to do is you want to wait for about 10 minutes before it defrosts a little, so you can cut it up. And I'll just demo it now so we don't have to wait for 10 minutes because I can't edit this video. So let's say it's been 10 minutes, it's been sitting in the bowl for 10 minutes. So like the meat chunks should have a little bit of like thawing out already. So like what you do is you take a pair of scissors and you just cut up the meat chunk into smaller pieces. So that they'll actually eat it. If you just give it to them as big chunks, they won't know how to eat it. So here's just cutting it into small bite-sized pieces for them. So with the meats, they love venison, they love bison, they like lamb sometimes. They like raw lamb and raw rabbit organ sometimes. It just depends on their mood too. Like with them, you have to constantly switch. Like you can't just have. I found with them, you can't give them the same thing every single day, because one, it'll irritate their digestive system with the same thing every day. I found they'll start having diarrhea and stuff, and that's when you know you probably have to start changing the diet again. So they'll show symptoms like diarrhea, and they won't eat, and they'll be all of a sudden very lethargic, like because they've been very active. But when it's time to change or like switch up the diet a little bit, they'll start having symptoms like lethargy, refusal to eat, and like diarrhea and all of that. So that's when you know it's time. It's like their food sensitivity is occurring again, and this actually happens more often than you think. Like, so their food sensitivity usually flares up like every month and a half, 2 months or so. So it's actually quite a huge like undertaking. So every month and a half, 2 months, you have to like switch how you feed them. Like for example, right now I'm giving them lamb canned, bison, like raw bison cube, raw venison cube. I give them canned lamb, canned fish, and I was giving them canned venison, but they all of a sudden stopped eating it. So, and I'm sure they'll go back to it in like after 2 months of not having it, because it's the same thing with the lamb. So you just want to make sure you always monitor their behavior. And I found that actually, like, yeah, it's more work changing the diet, but it's so much better for their health than like just giving them like medicine all the time. Like seriously, it helps tremendously because it all comes from the stomach for them, especially since they're Persians. They have a lot of food sensitivities. So that's it, and then basically like you can actually. So now I cut it up in meat chunks, and it's actually starting to thaw a little bit. Um, so you can actually just put it down. Like they're okay with eating it semi frozen. So just that's it.